The WVVA summer practice tour resumes, but a day removed from Live Golf Greenbrier, we stay in Greenbrier County as this team looks to finish the deal this year after its third state championship game appearance in 2023. Introducing the Greenbrier West Cavaliers.
Hey, Fat Boys on three! 1, 2, 3, Fat Boys!
After finishing as single-A state runners-up a season ago, the Greenbrier West Cavaliers are looking for more in 2024 and feel last season's experience will pay dividends.
You know, since we've already been there, that we know what it's about and that we know what we have to do to get back there.
Some may doubt the Cavaliers from Charmco's talent, but at the end of the day, the team feels it'll outwork any of its opponents.
I don't think any other team out there has grit and stuff that we have. To just keep going, and we work harder than everybody else, whether we have the talent or not.
But the team graduated 18 seniors last year that included a bunch of the stars on the field, but this year's group is ready to fill those shoes.
I don't think it would hurt us as much as people think, because we have guys out here that's played 4 years together so far, and we have, like, I'd say a better connection.
The team will still have to replace one of their stars in Ethan Holiday from last year's defense that forced 6 shutouts in 2023, but think this year's squad can repeat a similar story.
You know, we got other people like Asher Barkley, he's doing good. You know, Randy Keener, he's playing middle linebacker with me. I think that we're about equal on defense.
On the offensive side of the ball, the team will replace last year's starter under center in Cole Vandal with Ethan Vandal, who has looked the part in the offseason.
Evan's done a fantastic job. We as a staff are thrilled how he's played out. You know, they're moving the ball around. They're reading the reads like they're supposed to, and they're also reading coverages.
And this year will be year 2 at the helm for head coach Kelly Vaughn as he looks to capitalize off a pretty good start to his tenure.
He's still in his new head coach phase, I guess, but he's definitely doing a great job. I mean, it's hard to say that you were a head coach for 1 year and you took your team all the way to states.
With all the reclassification news, Greenbrier West looks in prime position in single A, but knows it still won't be easy to capture its first state title.
I've spoke the other day about the fact that the top 5 teams last year in single A, 3 of us are back. People don't realize I've been blessed to be here for over 30 years and been to that big dance 3 times, and honestly, I'm 0 for 3.
But these Cavs are sticking to the process. We'll put it all out there on Friday nights to hopefully reach the pinnacle.
Football is a grind, and we're going to play as hard as we can each and every week and let the chips fall where they may.